I believe people play with people intelligence the way they play with people intelligence and intellect, the way they do today. People are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean? They actually lying to y'all for a living. But
Prince called 50 a complete hypocrite, saying that if Big Meech is a snitch, then 50 is basically a cop. Ouch.
You know what's a sucker to me? A sucker is who pick who he fight with.
Right.
Like if you sitting and you go, I'm not going because this.
I won't fuck with him, but I'll fuck with this one.
Yeah, I think I can take him.
Right.
You want to fight the you think you can beat.
He didn't say nothing to Wack. So when you come talking to me, I feel like you're very selective. This is exactly what I meant last week when I was talking about street is being selective.
So now Jay Prince is allegedly threatening 50 Cent after 50 called out Big Meech and kept tossing that rat label on his name. But come on, 50 ain't the type to stay quiet when someone tries to check him. Not now, not ever. And this time, Jay Prince might have seriously messed up. This dude's name has been floating around for all kinds of shady stuff. Extortion rumors, sketchy dice games, backroom dealings, and people online still whisper about his and his son's alleged connection to Takeoff's tragic death. That's a heavy cloud to walk under. So if 50 really decides to go off and start airing out Jay Prince's secrets, he's got plenty to pull from. And guess what? 50 already jumped on IG to send a little warning shot, showing folks exactly what happens when somebody tries to press him. The energy he's on, real petty, real bold. But let's rewind for a second. Is Jay Prince really standing up for Big Meech here, or is this personal? And what exactly did he say to 50? Did he cross the line trying to defend someone who's already catching heat?
Maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, is they seem to get hung up on that word checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the proper word, connected, properly connected.
Yeah.
Or whatnot.
Yeah, they get tripped up on the semantics.
They get stuck. I mean, right there, you stuck. So then you stuck on stupid, right?
Yeah.
You're stuck on stupid and you're not using your powers. Access to powers that you have, you're looking at it as a negative versus a positive. We all know if you can tap into good people wherever you go.
Wherever, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a blessing, Rip.
Real talk.
Real talk. Who want to have access to power and not use?
One thing's clear. Going head-to-head with the most unapologetic troll in the game might not be the smartest move, especially now when the streets are watching and the internet doesn't miss a thing. Meanwhile, 50 still has his foot on Big Meech's neck over those snitching rumors. He's not letting up. And he's not the only one throwing shots lately. Out of nowhere, Top 5 slid onto social media and exposed Big Meech for allegedly sliding into his DMs. In a video, he flat out called Big Meech a rat and even tagged 50 like, your move. Things are getting wild. Come get this fake 60-year-old kingpin out my DMS before I crash out. Hashtag Big Screech. That's what Top 5 said, straight savage. And 50 Cent couldn't let that slide without jumping in to stir the pot even more. He reposted Top 5's video and clowned Meech with a caption like, he probably wanted to borrow some money from you, gangsta. LOL. While most of the rap game is smart enough to keep quiet and avoid getting caught in 50's latest beef, Jay Prince decided he was gonna jump in, even though nobody called his name. Out of nowhere, Jay started throwing shade on his Instagram stories, accusing 50 of riding Big Meech's wave just for clout. Allegedly, Jay posted and then quickly deleted a slick little message saying Big Meech was worth over $100 million before he went to prison. 50 used Meech's life to make money and gave him $5 million. Now he thinks he created the BMF brand. That's a bold claim, but deleting it, that just made folks look twice as hard. And that's not where it ends. Word is, Jay Prince might be playing dirty behind the scenes too. Insiders are claiming he's allegedly threatening to send his people after 50 to shut him up. But here's the thing, 50 ain't scared, not even close. To show just how unfazed he is, 50 dropped a savage clip from Training Day with a message loud and clear. You can send whoever you want, he's not backing down. He even captioned it, get the message. Yeah, they heard it. Now, fans are roasting Jay Prince all over socials, saying he should have stayed in his own lane. Getting involved with 50 is risky business, and with Jay's own name already tied to some sketchy rumors, this might be the last kind of heat he wants. If you don't already know who Jay Prince is, he's the CEO and co-founder of Rap-A-Lot Records, one of the most legendary labels to ever come out of Houston. Dude walks around like he owns the city, calling himself the King of Houston and acting like everybody's got to check in with him before they touch down in H-Town. There's this whole vibe like he's the unofficial security for big-name rappers when they hit the city. But let's keep it real. Not everybody's buying that protection story. On the streets, folks are saying Jay Prince and his son Jazz might be running something way deeper, like a full-blown extortion game behind the scenes.
So I had a dude call me, right? And that Junior been having some going on down there in Houston, bro. We got the media team in there. So it's an inside month. Now this month, he's the one that's tied to the dude that makes the loaded dice. Right? Check the play out. All entertainers, when you go to Houston, stay away from Jay Prince Jr. There's a whole play going on. Here go the play right here. The play is a loaded dice. Now I'm gonna talk about something. Let me see if y'all catch up with to what I'm saying. Then the entertainer invites him in, act like he's covering for him, hanging out. Everything is cool. Let's go here. Let's go there. Let's go here. Let's go there. He introduces the dice game,
and it doesn't stop there.
He got 3 right, who rotate the dice. Now these dice is loaded. Tell me it's a Wolf, Big Caprice, and watch this, and Little Cam are the loaded dice rotators, right? He said, Wack, there was a situation that occurred that a certain jeweler around and got past the dice on accident and was hitting on them for a couple hundred. They got irritated about that. I ain't gonna go too far into that story because, right, boom. The only way they could get their money back was their money back. He said, but Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice are the 3 designated to say I'm up, I got the next, and they pass the dice to each other, but they loaded, but they shoot against them up whoever's in town, the entertainer, right? They say Jay Prince Jr., he get 30% of whatever the take is.
Houston's been buzzing for years about these infamous dice games hosted by the Prince crew, where artists supposedly show up, win big, and then mysteriously get lined up for a setup. The rumors got real loud after Takeoff's heartbreaking death. But here's the thing, Takeoff wasn't the first one caught up in this chaos. Just a couple months before that, Chicago's Duke the jeweler pulled up, hit it big with $100,000 in winnings, and never made it home. He was robbed and gunned down before he even made it to his car. No one's forgotten that. So when Takeoff passed at another one of Jazz Prince's dice nights, fans were quick to connect the dots. People started coming for Quavo, saying he should have known better than to be around the Mob Ties crew after what happened to Duke. With so much drama swirling around the Prince family, the streets were already side-eyeing their whole operation. As for the man accused of firing that deadly shot, Patrick Xavier Clark, he's now officially been indicted by a grand jury in connection to Takeoff's death. But here's the crazy part. It's been nearly 3 years since that tragic night, and the trial date? Still up in the air? What's really going on? Now this is where things start getting real shady. Just one day after Patrick Xavier Clark got arrested for Takeoff's death, he somehow posted a $1 million bond and walked out on house arrest. Like, who drops $1 million that fast? The streets were stunned. But it gets even crazier. By November 2023, things suddenly changed again. Out of nowhere, Clark was no longer on house arrest. No ankle monitor, no heavy restrictions. The only rule? Be inside between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. That's it. A weak curfew like that for a murder suspect? People are scratching their heads, and then it gets even more suspicious. According to court docs, Clark isn't allowed to contact any witnesses, victims, or Takeoff's family, and that also includes Jay Prince Jr. But here's the kicker. The court also slapped a no-contact order between Clark and Jay Prince Sr. too. Yeah, you read that right. Now fans are seriously side-eyeing this whole situation. How does someone charged in a high-profile case go from house arrest to walking around almost free with just a bedtime? Something feels off, and folks are saying this whole case is smelling funny. And just when you think it couldn't twist anymore, here comes the latest bombshell. Clark is standing firm on his innocence, saying he didn't fire the shot that killed Takeoff.
Y'all elaborate on dice game when it's tied to y'all?
I know people were associating me with that Duke the Jeweler situation because I went to Labusi pool party and he happened to be there and he happened to be standing on me. I mean, right next to me. The truth is, I never met him before. I had no idea who he is. I didn't even know he was a jeweler until after his passing. And then the night of that game isn't the night that he got leaving Boosie concert the next night because somebody tried to rob him. So, you know, the internet play internet games. But this is a situation with a dude that I didn't even know. I ain't know his name. I had no knowledge of him. I ain't know he was from Chicago. I ain't know he was a jeweler until social media started trying to point a finger because he was standing next to me, and it's just unfortunate that something transpired after another dice game, but neither incidents had anything to do with a dice game.
His lawyer, Letitia Quinones Hollins, came out swinging in an interview with Rolling Stone. She straight up said her client had nothing to do with the actual shooting, but she didn't stop there. She came for the investigators too. She called out the so-called evidence they're pushing, saying the video footage and ballistics don't line up at all. According to her, when the trial finally kicks off, she's ready to rip the prosecution's case to shreds. She's even hinting that someone else started the shooting. The question is, who? It was not Patrick Clark, said Letitia Quinones Hollins to Rolling Stone. He was in the same position Takeoff was in, just trying to make it out alive. She made it clear. Clark wasn't part of the argument, wasn't starting any drama, he was just caught in the chaos. Wrong place, wrong time, and now he's fighting for his freedom. Now let's circle back to those dice game rumors that just won't die down. A lot of people in the industry have raised red flags about them. One of the loudest voices? Wack 100. He straight up accused Jay Prince's son of running rigged dice games that trap rappers the minute they set foot in Houston. Wack warned artists to steer clear of Jazz Prince's setup, calling it a straight-up scam with bad intentions. He even hinted that Quavo and Takeoff might have unknowingly walked into a shady situation, that maybe, just maybe, that whole setup had something to do with the chain of events that led to Takeoff's tragic passing. But Wack 100 didn't stop with the Prince family. He came for Lil Boosie too. He accused Boosie of being involved in the same dice game setup that ended with Duke the Jeweler losing his life. Yeah, he went there. Now, when Jazz Prince got questioned about all these wild claims, he was quick to deny everything, said he never even knew Duke the Jeweler like that. As for those dice games, he said they had nothing to do with Duke's or Takeoff's deaths and chalked it all up to messy rumors. But that hasn't stopped the whispers, because Jay Prince's name has been tied to extortion rumors for years. The difference now? It's no longer just quiet street talk. These accusations are making headlines. Just look back at what went down in July 2020 when NBA YoungBoy got robbed in Houston. Word on the street is Jay Prince's crew rolled up on YoungBoy's Airbnb, but they weren't just after random stuff. Allegedly, they were targeting something specific. They didn't just rob NBA YoungBoy, they showed off while doing it. These dudes snatched his icy chains and even took the keys to his $350,000 Bentley. But instead of staying low, they jumped on social media flexing like it was a victory lap. In the video, they're seen breaking into the spot and posing with a white Bentley, a white Rolls Royce, and a white 2020 McLaren GT. Straight up wild. But here's where it gets even dirtier. This wasn't some random smash and grab. Word is they hit YoungBoy with a $30,000 ransom to get his stuff back. That's when people really started saying, hold up, is this another one of Jay Prince's shady extortion moves? Why? Because Jay Prince himself hopped on Instagram and said he had YoungBoy's chains and car keys and invited him to come pick them up.
So while we was gone, I got a call, you know what I mean? Because the little homie YoungBoy place got broke into. People went in his place, disrespected different things, and I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, you know what I mean, YoungBoy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce, I got your keys to your McLaren, you know, all that they took, and the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
You got your Rolls Royce umbrellas, you got your keys, you got a bunch of other shit, son. Get in contact with us, bro. Get your shit back, bro.
All good, waiting on you.
But YoungBoy wasn't with the games. He saw through it and felt like Jay Prince was just trying to finesse him for more money.
Like it was some helpful gesture, but YoungBoy wasn't falling for it. He saw through the smoke and mirrors and called it what it felt like, a finesse. In his eyes, Jay wasn't helping. He was just running another shakedown under the cover of protection. YoungBoy clapped back hard, accusing Jay Prince of using the whole check-in culture as a front to press rappers for money anytime they land in Houston. And a lot of people agreed.
Hey, I don't want no friends. I don't want no new relationships. All that pussy. Hey, I don't respect none of that shit, man. If you got something for me, man, they got plenty of niggas around me you could call. Nigga, it's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no publicity, none of that pussy and shit. And I'm good on the keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. Mind your business.
They've been feeling like this King of Houston title really just means he controls who's safe and who's a target. And it ain't just YoungBoy who's done with the drama. Cameron and Mase recently came for Jay too. They threw heavy shade saying he lined up YoungBoy and let his own protege, Drake, get torched by Kendrick Lamar.
Said it exactly. You 60. You 60. What are you talking about? What are you, bro? I lost mad respect for you because I used to have mad respect for you. When you had Shakur with you, when you lined YoungBoy NBA up, why the f you got Shakur with you? And this is why he acting like that. This is exactly why he acting like that. Talking about you got YoungBoy NBA umbrellas and his keys to his car. YoungBoy NBA told y'all niggas, this is what he said. This is what YoungBoy NBA said. Wack 100 was the most disrespectful. Wild disrespect. I ain't even gonna repeat the shit 100 said. Mad disrespect. Drake is beefing with Kendrick Lamar as we speak. I have not heard, this is the first time Drake got into some shit, and I hear you say shit to Kendrick Lamar now. Why do you think that you could tell us what we can and cannot say, man? Control your...
That's a double L. What really sparked their beef with Jay Prince? It started when he allegedly tried to pressure Cam and Mate into backing off their comments about Shakur Stevenson, a boxer managed by Prince. They weren't having it. Now they're calling him out too, and the tension's building fast. Cameron and Mate weren't impressed with Shakur Stevenson's latest title defense, and they definitely didn't hold back. They aired him out on their platform, making it clear they thought the fight was underwhelming.
I'm gonna tell you another thing. When you're dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your lord. Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little niggas. Like, for real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas, so we don't even respect big homies. I know it doesn't, and for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. You would tell me, Mase, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this? That's how I feel listening to this, man. Like, I want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if I got a little, like the dudes that raised me, if I was out of pocket, they would tell me I'm out of pocket. They wouldn't let me put them on a crash out mission. They would say, yo, Mase, listen. Mm-hmm. Around here, we don't send this to do nothing for us. We don't pay to handle our problems. Mm-hmm. You gotta put in your own work around here, Lord, man. That's what you were supposed to tell them. You can't go out here and talk crazy and then send me on a mission. Mm-hmm. Nah, this is where the game got messed up, when young started sending old niggas out, and just cause this little ignorant got a few dollars, he make all of you that's supposed to be real run after his mission. This is a problem, Jay Prince, and I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're 60 years old and you trying to be a street nigga, you failed. You failed.
But Jay Prince, he wasn't about to let that slide. He hit Instagram with a slick warning, basically telling them to fall back or get dealt with. Jay wrote, "Numbers don't lie, haters do." He kept going, saying things like, "Let the haters say he's boring and nobody wants to watch him. Sorry to tell you, it's just a select few of you haters." As you can see, there's proof he had the #1 ratings on ESPN this year and the top 3 since 2022. Then he dropped the real heat. To all you haters wanting to take that hate outside the ring, I'm Shakur's manager, and I handle all his business outside the ring. I'll fade all his shots and take all bets. Translation? Jay was putting them on notice, but Cam and Mate weren't the least bit shook. They clowned Jay right back, saying it's embarrassing for a grown man to be out here acting like a street boss instead of handling business like a pro. They weren't backing down at all. And now, with Jay Prince's name already floating around in so many shady situations, fans are starting to call him out too. They're saying, how is he trying to beef with 50 Cent of all people? With everything tied to his name, rumors of extortion, shady dice games, and high-profile drama, folks are wondering why Jay's out here trying to step into even more smoke. People are clowning him online, saying he's too deep in controversy to be jumping into this Big Meech drama like it's just another day. And going up against 50? That might just be a mistake he can't walk back from. Someone like 50 Cent, who's made a whole career off exposing folks, if he really decides to go after Jay Prince, it's not going to be just messy, it's going to be legendary. We're talking about a man who turns beef into entertainment. And with all the dirt floating around from those shady dice game setups to the extortion whispers and everything in between, 50's got plenty of ammo. And let's be real, if 50 gets in his bag, he won't just call Jay Prince out. He'll turn it into a full-blown production, a series, a meme storm, maybe even a whole docu-series. He lives for this kind of drama, and Jay might have just handed him a goldmine of content on a silver platter. But here's what I want to know. What do you think about all this? Did Jay Prince go too far jumping into the Big Meech mess and allegedly coming at 50? Or is he just standing his ground and defending his people? Sound off in the comments below. I want to hear every take. And if you're locked into this wild saga like we are, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss a single update. This story is far from over, and you already know the next chapter is going to be crazy. Catch you on the next one.